The reason you can't do something is the exact fucking reason you need to do it, or you should do it. So many different excuses that people will make, and I've been reflecting on them a lot recently. And even in our journey, like, we started this business, I was the sole income earner for my family. Britt was at home with Blake, 6 months old. Maternity from the government had finished. She had no job. We had a mortgage. Interest rates were going up at the time, and we're just on my salary. Like 99% of the world would go, yeah, you got to stay in a secure job, mate. But I needed to go and do it, because when the stakes are so high and that's what you've got on the line, there's no option that this works.
As soon as you just decide to have an absolute crack, the universe just goes, pat on the back. Here you go.
The universe will look after you.
Yeah.
There's honestly only one thing in the world that scares me more than all of this actually crumbling to the ground and failing, and that is... And welcome back to another episode of the Two Blokes, One Alpha podcast with me, Harv, and Pally.
Mate, he's kicked this off by saying, watch this, I've got the best intro. I genuinely thought you were going to go, welcome back to another episode of Two Blokes, One Business with Woody and Buzz.
That would have also been great. Yeah. You feel a bit uneasy this morning, don't you, mate? Because I've done something strange.
Yeah, the world's out of balance. Right
yeah.
now.
Do you want to run us through it?
So normally I'm the carefree, good-looking, unprepared, a bit unorganised guy who comes in, just lets rip and follows my nose a little bit. Whereas Harves is super prepared, really organised, has run sheets.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, mate, have you read that? And I'm like, nah. He's like, sweet.
No, you say you've read it, and I'm like, you fucking haven't. Because I start talking about it, and you're like, what?
But today he's flipped it on me heavily.
Yeah.
He's bowled in, no prep, absolutely nothing. Got a couple of texts last night saying, what do you think about this? I said, yeah, that's good. I'll build the run sheet. That's what Harv said. Come in this morning, mate, can you fire that over? I'm just going to do what you do and just steam in without anything done, which is class for him. But what I described it just before was, this is a bit energy-wise now. So normally I can sit in my feminine energy because Harves is so prepared and organised and easy to follow as a leader. But today he's fucked me. So now I'm have to step into
You really are in your feminine today, are you?
That is good. Oh shit. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. So I think long story short, I've got to step up to the plate now and organise. I'm sending texts out for ideas, which just isn't what I'm about.
Yeah. So this could go one of two ways. This could be really good, and then we'll do this forever, but ads will know next time, so you won't feel as blindsided, or it'll be a car crash, and I'll have to go back to the planning.
So stay tuned. Got a good 60 minutes ahead of you.
No, that's it.
Yeah, that end of the run.
Yeah. What's the update, mate?
Mate, well, you just told me that you want to tell everyone that you feel superhuman. And
oh, yes, I do feel. We are... I don't think we've told anyone this actually yet.
We haven't really announced it, actually. I was thinking this the other day. I was thinking, do we not?
Yeah, we're actually going no alcohol for 2026. I don't know if anyone's heard, but we've kept it pretty quiet. We're 6 weeks in now? I feel incredible. It's scary. Like you said a second ago, you forget not feeling incredible.
Yeah.
But I kind of when we were drinking the back end of last year, it becomes your normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the normal feeling that you operate on every single day. And then when you actually step out of it and you're 4, 5, 6 weeks into this, I'm like, wow, we were literally operating at a fraction of what we actually can.
Yeah, I think the magic is productivity is the obvious one, right? Less shit days and more good days and then more energy to do it. But the big one is just the ability to load your week and know that you're going to be at full performance to go and smash it out. I can't remember where I fucking read this or heard this, but it's something about addiction. And it's like, yeah, it sounds a bit heavy, right? We just liked a few beers, but it's like it's the dopamine you get. So having a beer on a Friday, you go, dopamine receptors are firing, going, fucking, how good is this?
Yeah.
So when you're stressed, your brain is going, I just want that dopamine fix to bring you back to kind of equilibrium. So it's normally a Friday and you've had a big week. Then you go, yeah, where's that beer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is also the time you're probably most likely to break the no booze or whatever you're doing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did a big spiel on the last pod, I think, about days, the drinks that we've been having as well, which have been a good one. The zeros are good too. I was speaking to a fellow who runs a building company on the coast. Same thing. He's doing, I think, 3 or 4 months. So it seems like it's a very popular thing. And we're just going, which is the best zero? I like an Acai, he likes a Northern, whatever else. So it's definitely a lot more popular, and I think it's then a lot easier to stick to. I imagine 20 years ago being the only person in your environment, your community, your friend group who's not drinking.
Yeah.
As soon as that Friday Arvo rolls around, your brain's stressed. Where's that dopamine? Everyone else is on the beers. You go and fuck it. And to be fair, this guy in construction, right? Imagine a site.
Yeah, wow.
Within 35 degrees all week. You finally knock off on a Friday. Everyone's cracking out the tinnies. You're like,
It'd be hard not to.
I'll just go and grab a zero. So kudos to him.
Yeah, I think popularity, it's becoming massive. Like there's a lot of zero alcohol brands popping up at the moment. I was actually speaking to a good friend of ours, Mr. Darren Hill, who is basically one of the he owns an alcohol brand. And I was talking about my little idea for our, that zero alcohol beer I want to do.
You're still doing that?
At some point now, well, Dad's given me time frames. So he says things like this come in waves. So he's like, normally it's the third wave of something that it just booms. And he's like, now with the zero alcohol beverages, we're on wave 2. Okay. So he's like, they came in probably like 5-6 years ago. Yeah. They started to come in. It dies off because the kind of hype stops effectively. Now they're coming in again, where it's now not just like the big players like your Heinekens, your Asahi's doing a lager. Now we're coming in with different drinks. You've got like zero alcohol pale ales, IPAs, things like that. And then now you got like the people like doing the nootropics and things like that, like the spritzers. He's like, this is wave 2. It's going to drop again. And then he's like, wave 3 will be astronomical.
What does he reckon that's going to be then? So you've gone from big company zeros into more your spritzers, daisies.
I don't think it's necessarily a broader range. I think it's more uptake in the people. I think that have been in wave 2, there's going to be a lot of people that go through sobriety. Like even now, I think you see a lot more famous people talking about their sobriety and, with things like podcasts, a lot more people. Like I only found out Jay Shetty the other day. Jay Shetty hasn't drank in like 12 years. Stephen Bartlett, 3 or 4 years. Williamson, 3 years. Tom Holland, 4 years.
No coincidence.
Rick Roll, 17 years. Like you're now hearing of more of these people where it's kind of, I think before it was not cool, whereas now it is a bit more cool. I think there'll be more uptake in the world. So I think their products won't necessarily be broader, but the demand for them will be a lot higher.
This is not what the pod's about, but I think that also leads in them from, again, other shit I listen to and read, the way young people are falling in love. Because back in the day, 16, 17, you get pissed and you just go and chat to anyone, right? Because you've got that liquid courage. You're reading everyone. You're throwing
pint
the
of
best
confidence.
Chat, 100%. Now, it's a lot, even younger people now aren't drinking as much, which is good, I guess, for their health. But it's a lot harder then, particularly with the intake of screens as well, to get that real life connection. So, Dr. Adam Pearl did the building.
Christ. Anything else happening, mate?
Can I just say something about AI?
What?
I'm so buzzing with myself this morning.
Go on.
I told you about it. I think everyone needs to know.
Let's have it.
I'm just loving this shit at the moment.
Didn't know.
Nah. So I was in the gym with Danny, new Harwell recruit, fine. Good guy from finance, stepping into recruiting and finance. So the sales side of it's kind of the world he's never really been exposed to.
Doing really well, by the way. Like, very well.
Yeah, absolutely flying. He's talking about objection handling. I said, oh, mate, something I learned ages ago in recruitment, there's only ever 7 objections. Bang, 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 cool. I said, mate, let me whip someone up for you. So I go on Claude, hey, let's build that document, a bit of a playbook for the 7 objections in recruitment, use kind of the Swish sales coaching methodology and NEPQ, use all of our documents and build out this big playbook. Yeah. But I don't stop there, mate.
No, you don't. You never do.
Notebook LM, bang that file into there. Now it's going to spit out quizzes for the guys to do. Yeah. It's going to spit out podcasts. It's going to spit out all these different types of content for them to learn. So rather than read through this playbook, which is 5 pages long and there's no feeling and magic to it, now they can do a quiz. Okay, what are the 7 objections? Bang. What are the 3 ways to overcome objection 2? Bang.
Can we take it a step further?
Oh, God.
I know you're probably thinking this already. Then we'll upload that onto the new Notion Harwell Brain into its own section where we can just have like an objection handling masterclass. Bang. And everyone can go on there, do the quizzes, listen to the pods, and we will never not handle an objection ever again.
And that's just that. Like, imagine now I'd actually open my brain up and do that for everything else. Shit, yeah.
You're AI-dom.
I actually sign my name off as that now when I speak to Joshy and shit.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, that's good. You're actually taking it to a new level.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
But mate, give us the topic today.
I will. I just realised I've not had a coffee yet, so I reckon throughout this podcast episode, as it starts to hit, it's going to get more rogue and rogue. But today's podcast episode, the reason you can't do something is the exact fucking reason you need to do it or you should do it.
What does that mean?
Well, in life, there are so many different excuses that people will make. And I've been reflecting on them a lot recently. And even in our journey, like most people, like when we went on this journey, and Harwell in particular, and my personal circumstances, the reasons that most people would have gone, you are crazy, was actually the reason that I needed to do it. And it was actually the reason that I knew it was going to work, because it's a reason that's so strong, you've got no other choice. So for context, for me, it was like we started this business. I was the sole income earner for my family. Britt was at home with Blake, 6 months old. Maternity from the government had finished. She had no job. And we had a mortgage, everything just on my, interest rates were going up at the time, and we're just on my salary. Like 99% of the world would go, yeah, you got to stay in a secure job, mate. Like, look after your family. But that was the exact reason that I needed to go and do it, or I should go and do it. Because when you've got that kind of, that the stakes are so high, and that's what you've got on the line, there's no option that this works. You find another level. And I think so many people, because of society or the way that people have an opinion on that, they don't even explore the idea of what it could look like. I'm not saying go from not doing something to absolutely going full send on absolutely everything, but just step in the other side a little bit and go, yeah, people might think, oh, I shouldn't do that, but why? Who is that person? Do I look up to them? Have they achieved what I want to achieve? So that's where I think today, let's go through these excuses and basically tell people that they're fucking lying to themselves.
Give me the headline. Give me the headline again.
The reason you think you can't do something is the exact reason that you need to.
Wow. First one. Should I put like a voice on when I'm saying this?
Yeah. Do an AI voice. What would AI do? If AI came to life, what would his voice be?
I can't afford it. That's R2D2.
Money.
Oh, I can't afford it. Yeah. So what's the context here? I guess for us, RAI, right? We're launching this online education business, which is going to be exciting and cool and scary. We're still in very early building phase. So we're kind of letting a couple of people in at a time, test it, give us feedback, and then kind of hold your hand through it. Still charging for it, which I think is important, because you kind of need to qualify and kind of deselect people who just want a free ticket.
It's back to paying to play, isn't it? Yeah. We speak a lot about paying to play. We are pilot testing. We're charging people a discounted rate because we want feedback, and we're probably being very open and honest. Like, there's going to be changes we need to make, but at the same time, we need people that are serious, because we want to make them successful, change their lives, which in turn verifies and validates a business model.
Bang on. That's kind of what I'm saying to people I'm speaking to is like, look, you're not going to get this level of proximity to me and halves when the full course is launched. It's going to be, weekly live calls in a bit of a group. At the moment, the whole success of RAI is based off of your success. So we are not going to let you lose, my friend.
Yeah.
So some of the comments, I guess,
yes,
we've had, or some of the conversations with, I just can't afford to do it. What does that really mean, Halves?
Well, at a very basic level, it means people are skint, right? And they're aware of they need to make change, because they wouldn't be having that conversation with us around making that change and how it could change their lives, but they're not even in a position where they have the ability to make that change or invest in themselves, which is quite ironic, and a debate for another time, that people are so happy to go and throw money at superficial things and shite, but the last thing they'll invest in is themselves.
And there's two sides, so I can't afford it. There's I genuinely have got $0 in my bank.
Yeah.
Or I can afford it if the value was there, if I felt like the ROI on it was going to be what I wanted. Yeah.
Mate, this is a bit extreme, but at the same time, the price we're charging people, it's not massive at the moment. If I told you, say you were skint, and I said in 5 days you're going to die if you don't go and raise that money or find it from somewhere, do you think you could do it?
100%.
So they don't want it really. If you really want something, you can go and find it. Because right now, what we're actually charging people is a fraction. They go and make one placement, they would have
10x it.
Yeah. I'm telling it. But like that's how small it is, like that entry fee.
So I can't afford it. So the reason you're not doing it is actually the reason that you should.
Yeah, because like there's conversations we've had with people, they got kids, they're a male, and we can speak from a male perspective, and we know how important it is to provide for your partner and the mother of your kids. And I saw an Instagram post the other day. It's like the biggest flex in life isn't driving around the Lamborghini, it's retiring your missus at 29 years old or 27, which I was able to do. And because then she's living on her own time. She's not living on someone else's clock. So it's like, if that's what we want to get people to, like, and they can't do that, they can't even invest in a course, like that's the exact reason you need to do it. So then every decision you make moving forward, whether it's going on a family holiday, whether it's investing in the next thing, whether it's buying a house, none of that shit is a problem anymore, because you've gone through that initial bit of pain, you found the money, you've got it, you've executed, and you've solved that problem.
And this is our context, we're talking about RAI, right? But please put this into whatever makes sense in your world. There's two different types of I can't afford it, as I said a minute ago. So easy, I can't afford it is I don't think I'm going to do the work enough to get the return on this investment to make it worthwhile. I don't believe that I'm actually going to do RAI and make it work to then make sure it was money well spent. So is it more of an insecurity thing, potentially?
Yeah, I think that's a different problem.
Yeah.
That's the first objection. You go back to sales, I can't afford it. That's the one that sounds good. It's not the real reason. Because often the real reason perhaps is something deeper, and I'm sure this will come up on the list of something like, I don't believe in myself, or I don't think I've got the skills. So then you're starting to find the real thing, which again, if you don't have the skills, that's the exact reason you should pay to acquire the skills.
And again, what happens next year? Right, so a new opportunity comes across this person's, desk or life.
Yeah,
great. Here's everything you want and every life you want to live. Here's 5, 10 grand, fucking 2 grand, whatever it is, to go and give you the opportunity to explore that. You still can't afford it because nothing's changed from where you were a year ago to where you are today. So looking at past performance as a predictor of future, what's going to change from last year and the year before to next year and the one after that, if you're not finally going to put your money where your mouth is and back yourself at some point?
I think there's got to come, unless you're a trust fund kid, right, and mummy or daddy give you millions and you inherit stupid amounts of money, there comes a point where to actually go and achieve the shit that these successful people have achieved, you've got to go and take a risk or back yourself or invest in something. Like, it's just, there's no silver bullet other than inheriting a truckload of cash.
And my big thing, going back to energy wise, I love this stuff, is as soon as you just decide to have an absolute crack, the universe just goes, pat on the back. Here you go, mate. Here you go.
The universe will look after you.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? But until you do that, I don't know what it is, whether it's true or not. In my brain, it is. You just don't get the opportunities that other people seem to get who are absolutely backing themselves.
Yeah. And we don't want to offend people by things like this. And we absolutely understand that there are some circumstances, like things happen to people and it puts them into financial stress. I guess the message we're trying to get across here is if you really have that desire to go and make change and you want the end goals and you can't afford it, you've just got to go and find a way.
What can you afford, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a $20 ebook. Great, I can afford that.
Step one.
Yeah. Well, you don't even need that these days, right? With all the information that's out there.
Yeah.
If you just invested your time to actually go and learn how to prompt a Claude or a ChatGPT or learn how to, request information and find information, you can work things out for yourself. Now, the reason you pay typically is to cut out all of that sticky middle bit where you've got to learn because you don't know what you don't know. So the reason you pay someone is to go and acquire their skills and knowledge and experience and save the time gap that they've just spent years building.
It goes back to that region beta paradox where if on the finance thing in particular, like you've just got enough money, right? You've got enough money to live. You're not living you always want more. You think you can live better, but you're also not homeless. Like you're not struggling. You're not in debt. That's the most dangerous place to be because you can make no change. You can decide not to invest in the course, but you're not necessarily moving away from insane amounts of pain. We often see it's the people that go and hit rock bottom. Something happens that is so bad that actually prompts them to go, I'm going to move heaven and earth to go and find this money, to go and make a change. They're the ones that then they've gone into the dip, but then they fly past the person that's just traveling along at the same speed because that person doesn't have insane amounts of pain they need to move away from. So there's not a huge drive to kind of step up a few levels and move towards a new world of pleasure.
A football like metaphor came to mind then. How much easier is it to be the underdog and the team that no one really expects much from? And you just look around the changes and you go, hey, we'll get a result here.
Yeah.
As opposed to being the team who probably has the biggest budget in the league. You know, they're a bit comfortable. They haven't necessarily got that hunger and they're worried about what they could lose as opposed to what they could gain. I think when you go to rock bottom, you look around and you go, well, fuck, this is it. The only way is up. Here we go. And just that energy and mindset is so different. So as I said, being in that kind of comfortable middle, which is the most dangerous and scary place in the world, to go and, I could go and get an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. But what if I lose A, B, C? And I think there's a really, really good one. Whereas the difference between picking up $20 on the floor and finding $20 on the floor, it's kind of 5 times multiplier. So you'd have to pick up $100 off the floor to replace the same level of feeling that you'll get from losing 20. Does that make sense?
Go again.
So if I lose $20
and
I've dropped on the floor, to get that back to equilibrium in terms of where I feel like my emotions are level and it's like the world is fair, I've got to find 100.
Yeah, okay.
So to find $20, I'll still be pissed off about losing the 20.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying like the actual,
like the pain and
the
pleasure.
the positive thing, the pleasure, this pleasurable thing has to far outweigh the actual pain.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because as humans, our brains are wired to focus on the negative, or society's built us to?
I think we feel the pain way more than we feel the pleasure.
Yeah,
probably because it's easy to find pleasure in the world today. Right? Like you can just jump on Instagram and find whatever you want. But yeah, I think that's a really good one.
I think as well, if we focus on pain, or like if you really hyper focus on the pain, it kind of like then takes away the ownership, like on yourself. So like if bad shit's happening and you inflate that bad shit that's happening to you in your own head, it's someone else's fault. It's not your fault. Oh, this has happened to me. Oh, I can't do it because of this. You go back to the excuses, right? There's reasons for it.
The next one on my list here, which I had to prepare, remember, because you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
is I don't have the time, halves. I didn't use my high voice then. I don't have the time. Oh, shit.
Refrain?
Yeah.
You don't have the time. What do you mean?
So whatever I'm talking about, like the reason I can't do something is the reason I should. So the fact I haven't got the time means that I need to make a change so I can have more time in my life. Otherwise, how are things going to change?
Exactly. Do you scroll on Instagram in the day? Yeah.
Actually, not too much in the day at the moment. I'm too busy, but night gets me.
But just the people I'm saying that don't have the time.
Got ya. Yeah.
Scroll on Instagram.
You're calling me out personally.
Nah. Just scroll on Instagram. Yeah. Your screen time's probably 2-3 hours a day. Do you dick around on your lunch break? Yeah. You got the time. Here's a good. I was actually thinking about this in the shower this morning when I knew that I'd planned this podcast in my head, but I didn't tell you. Time is a funny one. So before I had kids, my daily routine was we used to work till 5, finish work at 5. I was a gym after work person. So I'd go to CrossFit 5:30. Class finishes at 6:30. I'd get home at 7 and then have dinner and all the rest of it. Now, when you have kids, like kids are in bed by 7. So I then had to flip my routine. So I'd finish work at 5 and go home. So I was home at 5:30 so I could have dinner, do bath time with the kids and help put them to the bed because I wanted to be a present father. But I still knew that I had that desire and the gym was part of my routine and part of my identity. So I had to find the time. So you look at your day. Okay, where can I potentially find the time? Lunch break, not enough time. There's not a CrossFit class. I like my CrossFit. Okay, cool. What other options have I got? There's a 5:30 class in the morning. Fuck, that's not actually early enough because by the time I get home, get ready, I haven't got time to get to work on time. When I get to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, there are people there already training. Maybe I'll go and speak to them. So you can actually find those people, speak to them. Oh, they've got keys to the gym. They get in there at 4:30 every day because they have to start work early. Do you mind if I come train with you guys in the morning? So it's like I then changed my daily routine. Instead of getting up at 6, I got up at 4 a.m. to find the time to do the thing.
There's another one that was separate to that point there. And then the fact you were going with the 4:30 crew, I remember you saying they were absolute animals. So you end up training harder because you were trying to kind of just keep the pace with these people who are freaks in the gym. So the performance that you got and the results actually were accelerated as well. Just off that little tweak.
Yeah, it takes a special sort of person to be up at 4 a.m. at CrossFit as well, which is pretty tough on the old body and the mind. And I remember when I flipped over, because it wasn't long after we'd started the business that I changed to the morning training, and Geordie Williams, a good friend who gave us the nudge on the business. As soon as I walked in there, he goes, "Oh, you're going to start training in the morning?" I go, "Yeah." He just goes, "Welcome to the successful people." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Every single fucking millionaire I know," he goes, "they all train at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning." And that was day one. And I was just like,
We're so impressive about me, like fucking sweet.
I was like, that's enough.
Is that what it takes?
That is enough for me. I will still get here. But yeah, time's a funny one, mate. I think if people really reflect, we've always got the time.
You see people who have got multiple kids, you know, and they're doing multiple things. They're going to these sales conferences and they're taking the kids with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're finding a way. If they're driving somewhere, they've got a big commute. Okay, they've got poddies on. They're doing audio learning. There's a million ways to skin a cat. And I think it's such a cop-out answer, because what it says is, this activity you want me to do, I haven't got time for that because that's less value or less important to me than the other activity that's taking its place. That's all it is.
I think you go back, maybe the people that don't find the time, maybe, okay, that's the objection that sounds good. They don't actually want it enough to find the time. Like, I think back to one of the first Swish boot camps we went to, 3-day boot camp. There was a lady in there with like a 3-month-old baby because she wanted it that much. And I remember Tucky saying, she contacted his team, said, "Hey, I've got a 3-month-old baby. Can I still come?" And they were like, 1,000,000%. Yeah. She had everything she could. And she was like, at times, she was feeding the baby. I remember seeing her. I don't know if you saw it at the back of the room. She'd be like stood there rocking the baby, still listening to the content because she really wanted it enough. It's like, and that's where a lot of people can save themselves this kind of internal pain in their mind. It's like, do I actually really want it, or am I just giving that as an excuse? It's like the person that's, I'm just always like overweight. Like, I've tried every single different diet in the world. It just must be like my fucking genes or something. It's like, well, not really. You just don't care that much about being skinny. So just stop trying to diet.
I don't know if this is translatable in other areas, but with that, I think ignorance is bliss. I think those people, maybe why it's a tough one to use, but if you don't know the data and the stats, it's easier to kid yourself into saying, "Oh, it's out of my control." You know, like that's probably an easy one to talk about because it's just calories, right? Calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
So if you know every single calorie you eat in a day, you can then track it, but it's hard and it's confronting. And that little bit of Kewpie mayo you put on your wraps, bang, there's 100 calories.
You had to drop that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I used to be a big Kewpie fan, chicken wraps every day, and then found out it's the devil's sauce. That's a couple I've done today. Oh boy.
But that's because you wanted to be lean.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted it enough to drop the Kewpie mayo. And I know how much you used to love Kewpie mayo.
Yeah, I just don't give a shit about stuff though. Like, I actually forget it was even a thing.
Yeah, know? But do you not give a shit about it? Or do you just think you wanted to be fit and lean, like, far, far more than you cared about fucking Kewpie mayo? So it was easy to just go, well, that's a simple sacrifice.
See you later. Yeah, for sure. But time's a really good one, because I think if I said, "Halves, can we go and I can play some cricket?" I haven't got time, right? Because actually we need to make some money for the business. That's probably more important. At halves, can we go and, you know, save my dog from a burning fire? 100% I'll be there, because at that time is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So it's all down to your own perception and your own priorities, your own values, which again is a bit of a slap in the face, because ultimately you're in control of your own time.
Hey guys, it's Jake and Lockie from Naturally Cooked Sunscreen, and we are pumped to be sponsoring the Two Blokes, One Business podcast.
We're on a mission to foster a generation of Australians who take sun safety more seriously and encourage it amongst their mates. You can find us at naturallycooked.com.au or follow us at Naturally Cooked Sunscreen.
I just had a flashback to where I think I perhaps learnt the attitude around making the time. I remember being a kid. I was it'd have been 5 or 6 years old. Like, my mum now, she's been a theatre nurse, like a head of theatre in England for like 20 years. But I remember, because you think one thing about time is when you got young kids, right, really, really difficult. I had a flashback to when my mum used to be a nursery nurse. So she'd work 8 till 4 at the nursery. She'd come home, we'd have dinner, and I used to watch her sit in the office at our house from 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. every single night doing a nursing degree, whilst having 2 kids under the age of 5, whilst working a full-time job, whilst my dad was running a business.
That's awesome.
Now she's a head of theatre and has been for 20 years, and she built a career where at that point in time it would have been so easy for her to say, "I just haven't got the time to do this nursing degree." And every single person would have gone, "Yeah, you're right." No one would have gone, you're being soft.
What was the trigger? Like, why did she?
She's just fucking driven, man.
Yeah.
She just wanted it so much. Like she's such a driven woman. Like in everything she does. Like she wants to be the best mum ever. She wants a good career. She wants to be the best friend, the best partner. Like she's so driven. She was just like, I want this qualification. And probably as a woman at the time where she maybe had 4 years of just her identity was being a mum, going, no, I want my own kind of purpose and career because dad was running a business. That was so strong. She just goes, no, I'm finding the time. So I genuinely remember like every single night I went to bed, she was fucking sat in there crunching out this degree. There were books, like everything.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And then talk about impact. And this kind of leads on to our third point, right? Is life circumstances, a situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't do the thing because I've got kids. I've got a mortgage. You know, I've got people rely on me for A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So did your mum. Still went and got it done. And now what does that teach you as her son, I'm sure your sister as well, in terms of what our work ethic actually is and what you can achieve if you just get rid of all the bullshit excuses and do it anyway?
Like, yeah, it's so easy. Like kids, mortgage, security. That's the point we're on?
That's the next one, yeah.
Yeah, it's just an excuse. Like, okay, I need the security because I've got a mortgage. Back when I was in that position, I was on 120k salary and comms per year. We were already pretty maxed out and interest rates were going up. So I could have just gone, I'm just going to take the secure route. But I reflect back so many times. We got so lucky because our expenses went up far beyond what we could have afforded on that salary. Yeah. If we weren't doing what we did with Harwell, Britt would have got to the point she would have had to go back to work. And that would have put different hard and pressure and stress on our family. So I'm like, at the time, the security or the overheads was the reason I had to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's good, isn't it? The safe bet would actually have been the stupid bet.
Absolutely. But I don't know whether it's because maybe I was young and dumb and perhaps over delusionally optimistic, but I just backed us so much to make it work. To go, no, it'll be sweet. And then probably the release valve, well, if it's not sweet, I'll just go back and recruit for someone else and I'm back on that 120k anyway.
Yeah. We're finishing on a high here. And this is one that's probably going to be quite triggering for people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm not a natural. That kind of stuff doesn't happen for people like me. What do you think about that?
Everything's a skill. I wasn't a natural runner. I was actually quite a fat, bad runner. And I managed to do a 3:49 marathon. I don't think I've ever said that on the... Can we talk about this? I don't think we've ever spoken about this.
God, I think we did a whole episode.
No, I was a really bad runner. And again, probably because my brain's a little bit sick and twisted, I needed a bit of a challenge to get me going. And I thought, what am I really, really bad at? I was like, running. Okay, I'm going to try and get good at running. And maybe it was from... when like we used to get, we joked about me getting called Fat Little Piggy and things like that. I was like, well, actually, I'm just going to go and become a really, really good runner. And it was very, very hard and it was a long process. It was probably a year of consistent running. And most things, even I perhaps would have given up by that time. But it's starting with running 5K a couple of times a week. And then the next week it was 6K. And then it was 7. And then before you know it, it's like you're doing a half marathon. And then you did that. So you kind of that limiting belief has been removed. And then you start doing the marathon. And I think it got to a point you're like running 65K a week towards the end. If I'd have just gone, oh yeah, but I'm big boned, I'm a stocky lad, I've got short legs, none of that would be a lie. But that wasn't going to be my excuse of not doing it.
Let's use that because I think what's really, really important here is the journey from imposter syndrome to full identity shift of I am a runner along the way. So you'd have been doing your 5Ks, probably 6-minute splits, 7-minute splits, seeing these ripped fellas whiz past you.
Yeah.
Right? Going, I am miles off it here.
Yeah.
Talk me through it.
Yeah. It can kind of do two things. Some of the 6'4", 100 kilo lads with 2% body fat razzing past you, you're like,
oh yeah, I remember I saw you.
Yeah. It's funny you say, I was actually running past them going, fuck, they don't get QP Mayo in their raps, do they? It can go, oh boy, there's a lot to go here. Like that's very, very far away, or it can kind of kick you on and use it as your motivation. But
not always the same every time, right? I can imagine run 1, you're going, fuck me, I'm going to get there. They're good lads. The next week, you might have had a shit night's sleep and you're going, why am I even bothering?
Motivation wears off. Yeah. So we say it a lot. It's easy to do it on your good day. So when you decide I'm going to be a runner and you build out this plan or your new diet plan, the first 2-3 weeks are easy, right? It's all new. It's when you get bored of it, and you still got to go and do the run when it's the winter in the Goldie, which sounds bad. It's not that
It's only
bad.
20 degrees.
But there have definitely been times it's a Tuesday morning and on the plan there's a 14K run and it's raining and windy and you're running along the beach path. It's not pleasant. And then you got a fair few meetings booked in your day. They're the real hard days. I think I was probably wise enough by then to just know it's about trusting the process. I think because we'd done it with business. Like if you just trust the process and follow it, you're going to get there.
And then you fast forward then to today. It's not, oh yeah, I'm going to go for a run. It's I'm a runner.
Yeah.
That pattern shift and the language shift there, so powerful. And it's what I'm flipping this onto now is if someone wants to start a business, right? Which this is actually a business podcast, so they're probably listening for a reason.
Yeah.
Would you believe it? I can't start a business. That's not me. You know, that doesn't happen to people like me. So that imposter syndrome is there. And it doesn't go away completely. It just kind of grows as you do. And the next stage, you feel like you're an imposter as opposed to kind of what you set out to do at the start. But at some point, that does flip. Now I don't feel like I'm playing business anymore. I feel like I am a business owner. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Was thinking into what you said there. I'm no good at business. What part? No one is good at every single part of business. We were good at the sales part. We weren't necessarily good at the systems and the structure. Was that a reason that we didn't get started? Because we were probably focusing on what we had rather than what we didn't have. A good friend of ours spent some time on Necker Island with Richard Branson, and there was a lady on that island that had just designed the first ever hydrogen-powered plane. And she'd already sold $600 million worth of orders before the product was before the product even existed. And our good friend, Mr. Ryan Tuckwood, who helps people sell, was speaking to this lady and she goes, yeah, but I'm not a salesperson. I need help there. But didn't mean she didn't start it. She went, well, I am an absolute genius at designing this world's first hydrogen-powered plane, so I'm still going to do it anyway. And then along the way, I'm going to find the person that can help me sell.
The thing with limiting beliefs as well is it's a lot easier for other people to believe in you than it is for yourself. We had Sam and Joy on the pod a couple of weeks ago, and we're talking about them when they started their own business, H People, and they said their missos believed in them more than they did because they saw them do it day in, day out. It was just really doing it with a different colour on a different badge on the shirt.
Yeah.
There's no change. So from the outside looking in, they had a complete belief they were going to make it work, and fair play to the boys, they've absolutely smashed it. So get the right people around you. It's probably my take there.
Yeah. Why do you think people fixate so much on I'm not a natural? Because I'm just thinking now, is it because we're perhaps addicted to short-term success on things? Because I'm thinking now, if I'm not a natural plumber, but if you put me through a 3-year apprenticeship, I'd be a plumber.
Yeah. But is that Harvey current state with current track record of getting things right? 5 years ago, would you have had that same belief? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've got runs on the board now. You know you can figure shit out because you've gone and done it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think Harvey back then, perhaps looking for the quick fix, probably wouldn't have even considered it. Now you're looking at it like life as a bit more of a long-term game. Like you genuinely can learn anything. Say you've got an amazing business idea right now, but you don't think you're a natural salesperson. Well, maybe for the next 6 months, just go and binge around your current work and life. Just go and binge sales content. And I guarantee you in 6 months, when you ask yourself again, am I a natural salesperson? You might think you're not a natural salesperson, but you'll believe in your sales ability a lot more. That gets you a little bit closer to then going, I can do it.
But no one's a natural anything. Some people might have certain traits or characteristics that help them and make things a little bit easier. But we're all just little sacks of bones and shit when we were born, right? And we've all got 2 legs, 2 arms for the most part, and 2 eyes. So it is just a learned skill, and it's the environment you're in. It's the tenacity you put behind things as well. I think the reason you can't do something is the reason you should, right? If you genuinely don't think you can do business, that's exactly the reason why you should, because then you can prove yourself wrong, prove other people wrong, and go and change those limiting beliefs about yourself as well.
Yeah, I think that segues just lovely into the last point.
And this is the biggest one, I think.
Yeah, fear of failure.
I think if you've ticked off all those 4 and you've gone, yep, fair, I'm ready. This last one is the one that you don't want to admit to yourself.
Yeah, the only thing holding you back is that you don't want to fail.
And why don't you want to fail?
Because you don't want to look stupid, and then it's all your fault.
And people are fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Right? Like people Tall poppy syndrome's a phrase that gets thrown around in Australia a fair bit. People like it when you do well, but not too well, where it highlights the fact that they're not doing that well.
Here's an interesting one. Do you think the first 4 excuses we've just ran through are the surface level excuse that sounds good, and actually this final point is the actual real one for everyone?
I like this, Harvey, when you don't prepare stuff. That's really insightful, mate.
That's fucking good.
I think you bang on. I think, and you take this with a pinch of salt, right? We try and speak quite objectively here and really, what's the fucking word I'm trying to say? Like plainly. There's obviously circumstances where people have got no time. There's obviously circumstances where people have got no money, right?
Yeah.
For 99% of people, that's not the case. It's a bullshit reason. And I think you're right. I think tying it into, if I then find the time, I've got no reason to not start. You know, if I've got the money, okay, I've got no reason not to start. So why wouldn't you? It all comes back down to, because if I do and I look a bit stupid, like I was showing, who was I showing? I can't remember who it was, but I was showing someone some of the videos we used to do at the very start of Harwell, because they were going, oh, your content's great. I said, mate, have a look at this. And then, you know, on the grid, you can see there's 20 of the same thing.
Yeah.
Mate, it would take us hours to go and do a video and we fuck words up.
Yeah.
But who cares? We just kept going. And eventually we just go, that's good enough. Post that, move on. Now, we don't remember what those videos look like. Definitely no one else does. They only see what happens today, which is based off the reps that we did all those time ago. So, yeah, the fear of failure, the embarrassment, tall poppy syndrome. How'd you get over that? Do you get over it? I don't think we're fully over it.
No, definitely not. I don't think. How did I get over it, or how did I learn to deal with it? It was I can't remember. I was listening to memories. Maybe not one of our good traits.
Yeah.
No, we were. It was someone talking. I think it was Jimmy Carr about if you don't feel severe imposter syndrome every 12 to 18 months, you're not moving forward.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to Dario, the CEO, #1 podcast in the world, on #2 maybe to Joe Rogan. And he says he lives with imposter syndrome every single day. I'm like, if Stephen Bartlett, who's on Dragon's Den, one of the most successful people on this planet, arguably, like living, if he gets imposter syndrome every single day, then little old Harvey Rivers is definitely going to get it. And that's okay.
A couple of quotes come to mind.
Oh, God.
And these are also our friends who've said this over the years to us. Our good friend.
Can you this could be the first time you ever get one right.
This first one's really easy. I think. I say that. Fuck, watch this. This is my good friend Declan Kluber.
Yes.
When we were talking about leaving our old company and they were fucking talking shit about us in the industry and threatening to sue us, all of that stuff. I said, people don't punch down, they only punch up. There's only one way I can get that wrong, and thank God I got it right. So what does that mean, Harves, to you?
So say you want to become a musician and you start writing songs. Ed Sheeran is never going to take the piss out of you or never say, you're stupid, what are you doing? Because you're below Ed Sheeran. The person that
he's been there, right?
Yeah, and he's been there and done it, and he's walked the same path. Like every single master started as a rookie on day one. The person that is going to take the piss is the one that would be very jealous of you when you become a musician, but just doesn't have the cajonas to go and start it, or actually start writing the songs and make themselves feel embarrassed or a potential failure themselves.
I think a way I deal with it is surrounding myself with other people who are having a crack. And also open to people talking shit and whatever, but just I've got zero time to consider it and take it into their world. Because it's moving forward at such a velocity.
Yeah.
Which luckily, like we get a lot of people on the podcast. I think this is an absolute sidetrack now, but
mate, there's one final thought I think before we dig into question time around fear. There's honestly only one thing that makes me one thing in the world that scares me more than all of this actually crumbling to the ground and failing, and that is growing up and actually looking my kids in the eye and going that we're living an average life and we've got different factors that cause us stress or pain or limit us, just because I couldn't go and put myself out there and potentially experience embarrassment or failure. That's the only thing that haunts me way more. Our business went bust, but it went bust having a crack and swinging.
I'll give my take on that. I've got kids, right? So it's a lot less, probably a bit more selfish as a reason. Mine is like, if I don't do the thing and I watch someone else do it and they get it right and they go and get and achieve all the things I thought I could have done if I'd have done it, the pain of that is way more powerful for me than any of the fear and the embarrassment at the start. So I'm like, nah, fuck it, we're doing it.
It's literally where you grow. Like, these guys can't see. We've got Dali over here. She's going to go, oh my God, what's she going to say?
Oh boy.
She's 18 years old and she's come and done work experience, or what asked to come and do work experience here because she thinks recruitment sounds awesome. She's been listening to the pods. Were you a bit scared walking in here this morning? Yeah? Have you been nervous in the run up to it? Yeah. Excited to learn.
Bang, growth mindset.
Still did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone and put herself into the uncomfortable, potentially feel a bit scared or embarrassed. I can promise you, after 3 or 4 days in here, she'll be walking out of here with far more business intellect and knowledge than any other person in a friend or school circle.
And just your world, right? We spoke about this at the start of how your world right now is this big, right? And hopefully by the time you walk out, it's going to be this big. And then you're going to do something else and it'll be that big. And you go, okay, well, I actually know what's possible in life, as opposed to just sticking to what you know, doing what everyone else is doing and keeping that small world.
She's also pretty clever because she's at Woodford Festival. She's gone, what? So you just place one person and sometimes they pay you like 30, 40 grand. I've gone, yeah. She's gone, I want to know how you do that.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Matt, I've really enjoyed that.
Question time.
I've got them actually.
Yeah.
Matt, I've heard for the grapevine, we've got our youngest ever listener who's fired a question in.
Yeah.
Talk me through it.
Little James?
It is. We've got James and Jason. I want to make sure I get it the right way around.
Jason's his old man.
Yep, so it's James.
James, 7-year-old entrepreneur. He started following us on Instagram. Rosie, our podcast manager, thought, this looks cool. The little 7-year-old doing bin cleaning services.
So good.
He's got a T-shirt with his name and the business on the back and a mobile number, and he's got content on Instagram of him going and clean bins. And Rosie was like, this is really cool. So she messaged him and asked for a question. And he gave us a belter, to be fair, didn't he?
My initial reaction to this question is I love that he's playing offense. He's not playing defense.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he's not saying, how do I make sure I keep my 3 clients happy?
Yeah.
He's gone, how do I service even more people and keep them, a great quality service as well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's looking front foot.
Yeah.
He's looking forwards. So the actual question, if so many people want me to clean their bins, how do I do them all? Mate, great problem that.
Great question. Great question. What do you reckon, mate?
I'm trying to be realistic here because the fella is 7 as well. So we can't be having a team of 10.
What's your a bit, Dar?
Yeah. A team of 10 staff. I don't think in your situation, mate, I don't think you keep servicing every single bin unless Dad's happy to help you grow a team and start managing staff. I think the magic for you is increasing your prices. So you do the same amount of bins, but you make more money because of the competition you've got.
Yeah, because you're cleaning bins so well, loads of people want you to clean the bins. So then you're giving a good service.
And
so
the
drives it up.
The current clients you've got, you might keep them on the same rate, but any new clients who want you to clean their bins, you give them an extra 20% on top. If they take it, great, that's your new baseline pricing. Okay, next one, 20% on top of that. It'll feel scary, it'll feel like a little bit uneasy. But as soon as I go, yep, great, take my money, that's your new baseline then. So you'd have the same amount of work, but the money you're making, James, you're laughing.
Yeah, I've got one other thought as well for James. I wonder if Jace is helping him clean the bins.
Get your dad on the roster.
Because whilst you don't need to go and hire a team of 10, you could get your old man on the tools helping you clean the bins. Or you could even get a friend that goes, oh, this entrepreneurship thing that James is doing sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll go and help James clean some bins. Pay your friend an hourly wage. I'll give you $20 an hour. You're charging people $30 an hour for little Tommy's time. You're making more money. Or your dad will do it for free and it's 100% margin.
And cookie dinner afterwards as well. Awesome question, mate. Keep us posted with how you get on with that. I'm really keen to follow the journey. We're on from Cassidy, fellow founder. This is a good one. Have you been in any situations with tight cash flow? The short answer is yes. Now, we have reinvested a shitload of cash over the last 6 months, I'd say, into the business. So you could say we're kind of in that right now. Like the money's gone to the right places and it's sort of build foundations and structure and process, systems and team to then come out the other side. And I think you have to. I think there's a bit of a graph that I can see in my head now. I'm not sure what it's called, but you make a bit of money as a sole trader or as a business partnership. Great profit. How good? And then bang, profit goes back into the business to grow the team. So then the next ramp up is far bigger and more scalable and less intensive on your time as well.
Yeah, and there's two reasons like you can be going through cash flow constraints. Like our reason is obviously because we've decided to reinvest the profits into the business, where that's probably the easier way to put yourself into a cash flow constraint because it's very calculated. And as much as, yes, cash flow gets tight when you push a team through, it's also calculated, and you can make sure you've got your rainy day fund or whatever you need to do to make that business safe. The other one is because you're struggling to get clients on, which then I think cash flow is not your problem in a weird way. Your sales process is, or your marketing. That's probably where you need to dig deeper and find out what might you have changed. You know, has cash flow been a problem from day one because you couldn't make sales, or were you making sales and you tried a different marketing strategy or an ad type and then sales have dropped? Or have you took your eye off the ball by making the sales yourself and maybe you need to jump back in because you've trusted someone that's not quite there yet? There are a couple of potential issues I'd be trying to identify to get through. But cash flow struggles are normal, man, in every business. Like a lot of the high growth business owners that we speak to and recruit for, they're all going through the exact same.
What are your receivables as well? Is the last one I'd add to that?
Yeah.
Have you got people paying on time? Because managing that, good lesson we've learned, that's a massive impact on the cash flow as well. Because money on receivables isn't money in the bank. There's a big difference when, you know, the payroll summary comes around. And I think if we're going to share numbers, I think our payroll at the moment, base salaries is about 80 grand a month. And then comms on top, which obviously the guys do well. So they make a bit of commission too. So it's a lot of cash to be paying out each 4 weeks. So you want to make sure the money you're putting through and invoicing out actually comes back in on time and it's meant to. Just don't make sure you're not caught short. I think what you said about sales is massive there. And I had this conversation with Danny again actually the other day. He's like, oh, how cool is this? How and stuff. Yeah, it's cool and stuff. And I'm like, it's awesome. Take it for granted sometimes. And then I was kind of like, you know why I'm so confident and bullish all the time with Harwa is because I know what we can do better than most people is fucking sell. We can win clients, win candidates, make placements. That's our magic. So if all goes to shit, we can just dial back into that and get the money coming through the door, and then we ramp up again when the time's right.
Yeah, it's been clever with it. Like we knew that we'd invested a lot of money in Jan into new staff, and there's going to be a ramp up period where those new staff get themselves into the green. So we made a conscious decision as business owners to streamline everything else around us. So the other business idea, you know, we're being a bit more calculated and doing a pilot test rather than a big global launch from day one. Even some of the other things we've been doing in Harwell, we've either outsourced or put those on hold. And me and you have just gone, let's get back on the tools. Because we know we can sell and turn the tap on. And then that is going to push our revenue back through the roof, which will then ease the potential cash flow constraints. If we didn't sell as much, we've got the overheads have increased, then over time that safety pot and that profit from previous years just starts to dwindle, and then you hit a real scary point.
I think the magic of this podcast, right, if I'm going to give ourselves a pat on the back, is this is what we're going through right now. We're not Stephen Bartlett, right, where 10 years ago we were start up and we made mistakes. Like we're 2.5 years in. And I think that's why when we do get nice feedback and people listen, it's because we're literally sharing how we're in the trenches right now, you know? And look, we might have this miles off it. In 6 months' time, we might be knocking on the door saying, yeah, we fucked it. Business has ended. We don't think we will. But I guess that's the magic of just sharing the raw truths of what's going on.
Yeah.
And people who are way smarter than us hopefully listen to this going, boys, you're miles off it with this, this and this. And I hope we are. And if we are, teach us, tell us how we can be better. But right now, we're kind of sharing what we know and what we understand of the world, which we think is this big. But I think it's fucking cool.
That's exactly why we started this podcast. Like Bartlett's way better at the high level stuff. We can't even remember words half the time who said things to us. But also, I bet
you can't even hold your bladder, mate.
I was actually about to say, there's no way Bartlett's doing a 4-hour podcast with Hormozy and they ain't going to the toilet. But they don't tell you, right? Because it's not authentic.
Yeah.
Like Alex Hormozy doesn't go, anyway, I'll answer that in a minute, Stephen. I'm dying.
The camera's dead.
My camera's died and I'm dying for a piss. Can we just hold fire?
And the last one, another goodie. Has there ever been a time where we have, or a situation where we've nearly thrown in the towel completely?
No.
No. There kind of was one.
Oh. We're on the way to Marshall's office, James.
I can't remember. I remember when we had that. Oh, I'm too late on the table. Fuck it.
Oh my God.
So we had a bit of a strategy day in the office. And I think it's a good lesson to share. We've always felt the culture was awesome. And this is about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
This is about 12, 18 months ago. We had a few staff on board, plus Andy. I think Jax is here as well. Jax has just started. And we thought culture was great, to be fair. Maybe a bit naive, like being on the outside looking in. We did a bit of a strategy day and the fellow went around the room, 10 rate Harwell's culture. And I'm sat there smugging, fuck, if it's not an 11, like, yeah, here we go. The scores came back horrendous. And then what? So.
Not from everyone, though.
No, from a certain subset of people in the business, which, again, we try to kind of gloss over a little bit because we were so obsessed with growing and building a team. You think?
Yeah. The culture was bad to the wrong people in the business. Because the culture was a high-performing environment where there was no room to hide and you had to take ultimate accountability over your workload and actions and performance. And the right people who were in that room at the time, who are still here now, like your Andys and your Jackie, they didn't have the bad results. Like they loved it.
That's a great point.
Because they were the right people for the business. So we, taking ownership, we just brought the wrong people in to the wrong environment.
Well, wrong people to the right environment.
Yeah, but because Harwell's quite literally put an extension of mine and adds his personal values and beliefs, and we pour everything into it, we took that very, very personally. And I remember we kind of walked out of that room at the end of the day and we were just like, fuck it, why don't we just go super lean?
And you know what this came down to? And I think this is going to resonate as well. The money we're spending on growing the business was cash intensive. Yes, call it 100 grand, let's say, as a round number.
Yeah,
we're going, why the F have we just spent 100 grand to grow this place for people who don't appreciate a single thing of it when we could have given our mums 50 grand each?
Yeah,
that was when it
hurt.
fucking hit home, hey?
Yeah, it did. That's where we just, we walked out the room. We're like, well, Andy and Jackie like it here. So let's keep them. People that don't, let's fire them all tomorrow.
Which we didn't fire them all tomorrow.
Which we didn't. But that's how we felt at the time. Yeah. And we were like, let's just, so no, we never were going to throw the towel in on Harwell, but we were probably going to throw the towel in on a strategy or a growth strategy at the time. And we were just going to go, well, let's just go lean this small circle where we know people are completely invested as much as we are and be a bit more selfish and just have insane profit margins and not create a platform where other people can come in and enjoy this environment. And I'm so glad we didn't, and we pivoted and carried on that way, because the people in here now are all awesome people. And I'm so happy that we've been able to create a space where they can come to work every day and it doesn't feel like work, but they're also creating an incredible life for their families through what they're able to achieve here. And they're better parents and partners because of it, because they love their work environment so much. So it's not just the impact on the 10 people out there. It's beyond that. It's the 40 people in their family.
It's a good question. Got me going deep there. Very well done.
Yeah, that was good.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It's actually a cracker.
Mate, that was a roller coaster of technical and bladder issues.
But you know what? We'll probably fucking happen again next week. So we'll see you then.
See ya.